Hey, what's going on? My name is Chola Spears. I am a drag queen in New York City. And if you follow me on TikTok, you know that I am ranking Britney Spears fragrances from best to worst. I am at the halfway point, which means I have 18 out of 37. I have gotten 4 more. I have ranked 2 of those 4, and we are going to keep it moving. And okay, so if you haven't watched the videos of me ranking the first 18, you can go on YouTube, you can go on TikTok, you can watch that. I would love the likes, the subscribes, the comments, anything you got. Since then, I've gotten 4 more. I've ranked 2 out of those 4, and I've added them to the list. Here's the list right here. Take a quick browse, and we're going to move right along. All right, so we are moving right along to the next fragrance. If you saw my video before this, it was just another fantasy. I didn't really talk about it at all, but we're moving right along to 2020's Glitter Fantasy. Here you go. Here's the front. Here's the back. All right, so this is 2020's Glitter Fantasy. It has notes of red fruits, notes of plum, notes of musk, notes of violet. And you know, the one thing that's missing from this fragrance that is with a lot of the fantasy fragrances, there are a few others that don't have it, is the cupcake. The cupcake is missing from this. And, you know, I was looking over all the fragrance notes and key things and stuff like that. And, like, red fruits, plums, the musk. Like, I was thinking, like, this doesn't really feel like a fantasy as, like, it doesn't feel like it's coming from, like, the original fantasy formula. It feels like it's coming from that, like, hidden fantasy, midnight fantasy era where, like, fantasy kind of took a little turn. You know what I mean? Like, fantasy got naughty with midnight fantasy and with hidden fantasy. And this kind of smells like that. It kind of smells like that. It still has that, like, cute, like, soft scent that you get from fantasies, but I feel like that, like, cupcake, that kind of, it doesn't wash over everything, but it kind of incorporates everything into cupcake, if that makes any sense. I'm sure it does. Yeah, it's interesting. It still smells very much like a fantasy, I will say. The pros and cons about this real quick before we put it on the list. Pros is it smells really strong. It kind of smells a little, you know, a little naughty, a little exotic. But it is that artificial flavor that you get from like a midnight fantasy or a hidden fantasy. For me personally, those two are some of the, like, most artificial smelling out of all the fantasies. So you do get kind of that, which is a con of it. But we do need to place it, and it is definitely not the worst fragrance that I have in my lineup. So, okay, so I'm thinking about this. As I said earlier, I'm getting, like, midnight fantasy, I'm getting hidden fantasy, and because midnight fantasy is number 12 on the list, I think that the new number 12 is going to be glitter fantasy, and we're going to knock midnight fantasy down to 13. Only because the other 2 are not my favorite in terms of, like, authentic, you know, authentic kind of smell. When you get it's so much easier to get, like, authentic floral smells, at least I think personally, out of a fragrance. And so it does have that artificial smell to it, but I think that everything that kind of goes in to glitter fantasy, which is the plum, which is the musk and the violet, I do think that it still has that kind of cute kind of cupcake smell that brings everything together, even though the cupcake isn't there. So at number 12, the new number 12 is going to be Glitter Fantasy. Yeah, did I show you all the back? Did I show you the back? That's the back. Okay, bye.